Hello out there, space fans. You've got another powerful edition of Brew. Jersey Joe here, eye on the box over there. We love social media. In fact, that's how him and I met on social media. And social media sometimes does a lot of good things, does a lot of bad things, does a lot of crazy things. And right now there's a proposal on social media to storm Area 51. So actually we got two questions this episode. Number one, would you storm Area 51 if you could? Would you join that movement? Would you take that chance? And secondly, if you decide to, what athlete or celebrity would you want on your team to get inside? It's a crazy conversation, but it's bar talk here in the Brew. That's what we do every time. So join our live conversation right now, or hit us up, Ionize 4091 or Jersey Joe 50 on social media, and let us know what you think. Joel, what do you think? Would you storm Area 51, and who would you want on your team?
Aaron Judge, without question. In Jedi mode too, with you need like a lightsaber instead of a bat. I think I'd be perfectly fine with that.
Ooh, Aaron Judge, you know what? You got to respect the guy. You put a bat in his hand, he'll pretty much knock anything. So you know what I think? I think he could get through the defenses with that, or at least if an alien tries to probe him or something, he just beat the hell out of it. I think you're going to love my answer. You probably already guessed it. No, you probably would. But my choice would be Brett Gardner. Why? Because the guy can run freaking fast. I'm probably one of the fastest runners in MLB. So first off, you want to have a team try to storm across that border and you got all those camo dudes coming at you. You want Brett Gardner to run. Plus, you pissed the guy off. He's got a big meathead. He's like taking batting helmets to face up. He's just going to barrage his way right on through. So that's my answer, Brett Gardner. And of course, if it had to be a celebrity, well, then I would want William Shatner, Captain Kirk, because hey, Captain Kirk beat the Klingons. He's beat all kinds of aliens. He saved the planet how many times? So you want somebody on your side. You want Captain Kirk.
You're doomed.
I'm not doomed. Wait a minute. By the way, you'd probably be, one would hope that you and I'd probably end up doing it together anyhow, wouldn't you think? We'd probably storm it if we're going to do it. Going to do it.
Make sure you can outrun your friend, that's all, basically.
That's it. Well, that's okay. I'll be behind you. I'll hold the thing up on Periscope. Here we go. Let's watch it live. We're going to go for it. Let's make sure everybody gets to enjoy the shit show that I'm sure that it would become. But the thing is, we put this question on social media.
How are you doing?
We put this question on social media and asked you guys if you decide to do it, who would you want on your side? So for your athlete, well, Starman writes in and he says, O.J. Simpson, he would eventually get off. That's actually a really good point because if O.J. Simpson did get busted, he would just only have to serve a little bit of the time and then, be free. Well, Andrew writes in and he's got an interesting one. He says, I don't want athletes. I want a ton of people who are slower than me, so when we all run away, the slow mob gets caught first, raising my chances of escaping. That's pretty good. Tom writes in and says, I like to see all the Kardashians go in and never come out again. I would like to just take this opportunity to stop everything and applaud Tom for his great answer. Anything we can do to get the Kardashians out of the world, out of public eye, good answer.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, Michael Fine writes in and he says, I wouldn't waste an athlete against a base that heavily defended. Helicopter gunships, aircraft, bombs versus a few automatic weapons on a suicide mission. I'll take the U.S. and spot the points. Oh, interesting. All right, so he's not going to do it. But that is one thing you see on social media. We're talking about this. There are videos out there of people that actually crossed over into Area 51. And those camo dudes, they get right up into your face. They're legit.
Yeah, if you've ever driven past it, there's a sign that says "Do not enter." Basically, it's government lands. It's not going to work out well for you.
It's also one of the few places where it's legally allowed to use lethal force to defend. It says on there, use of deadly force authorized. So you cross that line, you've gambled with your own life. Now, some of the videos online that are posted, those camo dudes get right at the people and get all intimidated. Whoa, F you, I want to put the gun right in people's face and stuff like that. They don't actually do anything, but there's one tour group that went through and I don't know if it was by accident or whatever, and they made them all get out and they're all held up and stuff.
They want to murder people.
Yeah, yes, I understand. Of course not. It's all heavily defended. It's also the intimidation thing. You're right. Well, more of your comments right now because who else would you want in your team? Larry Mock sends in 9/2019. It's a gift of the Telosians from Star Trek. Very nice. Never forget. Todd writes in and he says, when they asked me why I stormed Area 51, I just saw it on Facebook and it looked like a lot of fun. Interesting. And Tom writes in, I oppose any kind of mob rule. I believe anyone breaking in or rushing the gate should be shot on the spot. It's a protected area. It's off limits and rightfully so, period. Thank you. So Tom is okay, you know what? It's fine to shoot people going through there. I don't know about that. But the other thing I read online is Area 51 isn't actually where the UFOs are anymore. That's where they test the stealth fighter and stuff. It's now Area 52, which is somewhere else out in the plains.
Yeah, I've never heard of any of that shit, so.
That's fairly new. There's some like Discovery Channel show on I saw earlier this year where, that's supposedly where they moved them all to. And so far, we might not be doing anything wrong because government hasn't shut this live stream down, or maybe they have and I haven't realized it yet. Hope not. But let's go to the polls right now because you guys voted for this on social media. We always put the polls out. 2 polls this time for your first question. Do you want to be part of the crowd that storms Area 51? 64% of you said absolutely not going to do it. 36% of you, though, are adventurous and would say yes. Okay, Joel. And the second question I put out, do you think there are aliens in UFOs Area 51? Just like I discussed, 60% of you, 60% says no, they're not. It's BS. It's false. There's nothing there. 40% of you, though, do agree. So maybe some people think it is all science fiction as opposed to science fact.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of information all at once. Yeah, they're probably right.
I mean, the government does put disinformation out there to discourage you from going there. And I mean, it is, the days of like Google Maps stuff too, the whole thing's all blurred out and stuff. So they definitely are like trying to do their best to keep it like quiet there and not let you in. But you know what? That's why secrets are secrets to the government. They want to make sure you don't know what it is. And also, you don't want like the Russians and stuff getting hold of our technology and stuff. Nobody wants that.
Yeah. Okay, how many monologues are you going to go on? You want to stop in between?
You got that right. That's final monologue because what we want you to do is click like or subscribe button down below because there's so much going on this web channel. All new Kickback Jersey Joe coming up with you on Thursday as well. We have that going for each every week. And don't forget the Brew live or on YouTube every Friday as well. Jersey Joe 50 is the YouTube channel. You want to click on, like and subscribe and have fun with us here each and every week, just like we do. And that's unless of course Joel and I do decide to go ahead and cross the border and get Area 51, in which case you may never see us again. But as of now, that's not on the books.
Okay.
Joel is perfectly fine enjoying his fine evening here with the Brew and you guys live too. But thank you very much for dialing up here, the Big Flip Show. Jersey Joe, I am the Box there saying thanks for watching. See you next time, I hope.